G'day guys, fresh bottle of water here, and welcome to another review. This review is going to be on Tyler the Creator's new album. Igor. Tyler the Creator, big T Dizzle, T Dog, T to C. He's an artist formerly a part of the group Odd Future, along with other artists like Earl Sweatshirt and Frank Ocean. As the group sort of like disintegrated, Earl Sweatshirt and Frank Ocean went on to make some great albums like I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside and Blonde, and it felt like Tyler the Creator was left in the dust. Although he dropped some good albums like Goblin and Wolf, it just felt like he can't reach his full potential. And for a while it seemed like he wasn't going to grow past his Odd Future days. But along came 2017 and Flower Boy. Flower Boy was like Tyler's like maturation, and he's talking about his feelings and his sexuality, and it's pretty apparent now that he's gay. But the Flower Boy album is so much more than that. The growth in his sound, it was so soul inspired, and he's grown so much since Odd Future. It was a lot less rap influenced. It was more like soul inspired and a lot more singing from him. Whether it was singing from him or from a great feature, which wasn't hard to find on that album. In 2018, he was relatively quiet with a few tracks here and there. And it was early May 2019 when fans started getting excited, including me, when he dropped a 40-second snippet of his new album, and the next day another one. And then he announced his new album, Igor. And I tell ya, the week when he announced it to the 17th of May is the longest week of my life. I'm going to sort of do two parts of this review, not two separate videos like of the video, two separate parts of this video. One part's for like just talking about the songs and the musicality of them, and the next is the concepts that I think it's about. And I'm going to start with the first track on this album, and the first track that he previewed, IGOR'S Theme. It's a mostly instrumental track with very few vocals, and it starts off with like a drone synth sort of thing. And the beat comes in and Tyler starts singing with his falsetto voice and pitch changer. And Lil Uzi is also on this track. He's doing most of the singing. This then transitions into the next track, EARFQUAKE. And the concept of the track is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically a love song. And Tyler really isn't a prominent feature on the song, with Dev Hines, aka Blood Orange, on the chorus, and Playboy Cardi puts in a great effort too at the end. The only time we see Tyler is on the final verse when he's asking for confirmation if probably a guy that he's talking to loves him. And the album really starts to get me jumping more than I already was when the 4-track run in the middle of the album starts. Starting with New Magic Wand, which he also gave a snippet of. This track is so beautiful with his awkward vocals to the blown out bass, and then it transitions into A Boy Is a Gun, which he also previewed. It's a beautiful R&B and soul inspired track. It has a sample from Ponderosa Twins +1, and at the end he ends up fitting some electric guitar in there. A Boy Is a Gun then transitions into Puppet, and on this track Tyler raps with a pretty fast flow and is mostly asking questions to someone he's in love with. This song also features Kanye West, but he doesn't do any production. And then What's Good, which is probably one of my favourite tracks in the album, and it's probably my favourite snippet that he put out. He raps over a beat that just transforms into something else. The lyrics aren't a pushover either. I'm just going to give you some examples. Let's go, I ain't playing around. Red nose, all you neighbours is clowns. Neighbours turning it up, well shit, I'm tearing it down. Hard to believe in God when there ain't no mirrors around. And after the first part of that song, it transitions into a like darker, more bass heavy, hard hitting part of the song, and the lyrics are still just amazing. Like about to go buck wild, neighbor Steve Irwin. That wasn't my endpoint, like V-neck. My God, it's just an amazing song, which shows that Tyler is one of the best rappers of this generation, by far. The album ends with Are We Still Friends, a beautiful soul track which samples legendary soul singer Al Green. Tyler also sings on the track, and although he's not a great singer, I love hearing him sing because his imperfection really makes it what it is you can hear the passion. It's a really great song to close out the album. And now onto the concept of the album. I want to shout out another YouTuber called Tabby, who put this out on Twitter, and I can definitely see his point of view, and I agree with it, and that is that this album is about the relationship between him and his fan base, masked as a relationship between him and a lover. The first couple tracks, Earthquake and I Think, are about him not being sure about his relationship with his lover. And on the track Running Out of Time, he talks about trying to please his fan base or his lover, and losing himself while doing it. He's not putting out the music that he wants to. With Wolf and Goblin, I don't think he really wanted to make those sort of songs. He wanted to make albums like Cherry Bomb, like Flower Boy, and like Igor. And then on the next track, New Magic 1, he's begging for the person not to leave for someone else. Basically begging his fan base not to leave him and abandon him. And the song A Boy Is a Gun is probably one of the most important tracks on the album. He comes to a realization that he doesn't really need to please everyone. And he also references his past two albums, Cherry Bomb and Flower Boy. It's pretty obvious now that he loves Cherry Bomb, but it wasn't really well received, and he didn't like that it got mixed reactions from everyone. When he says, "Look, they're bringing us up here like now and again. Give a fuck what they're talking about. I see you as a 10. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave us as friends. Because the irony is, I don't want to see you again." He definitely sees Cherry Bomb as a 10 out of 10. But most other people really don't. And then he references "See You Again" from his from the album Flower Boy, and this is like the breakup song because he says at the end, "Stay the fuck away from me." And the next track, Puppet, is Tyler having second thoughts about breaking up with that person. Tyler wants to reconcile with him. He also acknowledges that his fan base sort of controls him, using puppets as metaphors. In the next track, What's Good, it's him coming to his senses, sort of, and doing his own thing, like when he dropped Cherry Bomb and Flower Boy, confirming the breakup. Basically, he acknowledges the breakup and thanks that person for the experience that he or she gave him, but he never wants to fall in love again. Basically saying that he doesn't want to please everyone, he just wants to make the music that he wants to make and not what everyone else wants to make. And also, Gone Gone Thank You is one of the greatest songs that Tyler has ever made. The musicality of it and just the vocals are just so beautiful. And on the next track, I Don't Love You Anymore, he's finally done obsessing over his lover and thinking about him, and he's done with trying to please everyone. And finally, on the closing track, Are We Still Friends, he wants to know if the relationship with his fan base is good, if it's healthy. The final three tracks are a really perfect roundup to this album and to such a great, amazing album. This album is something special. To have an album with this much sound variety, sounds so focused and complete, is something that not a lot of artists can do. You can't even call it a hip-hop album. It's so genreless. It has sounds from 80s synth-pop to modern hip-hop and even soul. He refuses to use traditional song structure. He's just going to do his own thing. And I think it's about time that we appreciate amazing artists who push boundaries of what a song can sound like. An artist that doesn't concede to the public eye, one that doesn't play it safe, one who risks his career to innovate and create new sounds. And I think that Tyler is one of those artists. I never felt like this while listening to an album. It made me feel so connected to him. And I didn't really grow up listening to Tyler the Creator. You know, I wasn't like in 2009. I wasn't like listening to him. I wasn't listening to Odd Future. But there's like a connection I feel that he has with his fan base, and that I really feel. And because I've listened to this like heaps of times over the weekend, and I haven't got sick of it once. It's great homework music too. I've spent the past like around 4 hours just doing my homework and putting Igor on repeat, and some good results, but yeah, to be able to listen to it that many times and to pick up new things and to not get sick of every track of the album, it's just something that not a lot of artists can do. This album will stand the test of time. It will be seen as a classic in the future. This is Tyler at the height of his career, and this is Tyler at the height of his creativity. A 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's it. I don't know where Tyler goes from here, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. He's just that creative. I'm obviously keen for his next album, which will probably come in a couple of years. And I hope I get his I hope I get the record of Igor, especially the mint one that he brought out with like the posters and stuff. I really want that. I hope you guys listen to this album. I really do recommend it. It's a beautiful piece of work. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see ya.